I always joked about spending my son's college fund on beer. Now, I actually am. My son was smart, smarter than me. I used to joke that I should get a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. When my ex and I divorced, he was 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. Through it all, we co-parented as best we could, and my son thrived. I set up and rep for him a Canadian education fund. As long as he went to college, the money was his. Tuition, living expenses, emergencies, whatever he needed. But I always told him, if you don't go to university, I'm using this money to fly to Belgium and buy beer from monks who only let you purchase one case. He knew I was joking. He'd smirk, roll his eyes, and refuse to let me get his goat. Then he got accepted to McGill. Proudest moment of my life. We went out for a beer to celebrate his success and, in his words, mourn the loss of my dad's ridiculous beer trip. In March, my son was killed by a drunk driver. There aren't words for that kind of loss. My ex and I are dealing with it in our own ways. My wife, who has been my rock through all of this, is holding me up when I can't stand on my own. Then, in the middle of funeral arrangements and grief that doesn't seem to end, my ex brought up his resp. She knew he had a scholarship and planned to use the fund for living expenses. She asked what I was going to do with it. I told her the truth. I'm going to Europe. I'm going to drink beer. She asked if I'd give it to her stepson instead. I thought about it, then said no. Her husband, to his credit, is a decent man. He gave my son a home but made it clear he wasn't financially responsible for him beyond the basics. That's fine. But I am not paying for his son's education. She called me irresponsible, said I was wasting thousands of dollars. Maybe I am. The government portion has to be returned, but the rest. I don't care. Because my son would have laughed his ass off knowing I actually followed through. And right now, that's the only thing that makes this pain even remotely bearable.